Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Arbuckle, and today we're back on Black Ops 2, and I wanted to share with you guys something that has really been blowing my mind over the last couple days, that has really taken my brain on a crazy adventurous roller coaster ride to the middle of nowhere as I try to fathom what I've just learned. And before I get started, let me let you guys know that I've never been the kind of person to be interested in outer space or the solar system or, stars, planets, all that jazz. I've never been the type of person to care. It hasn't been me. It's not myself, it's not who I am. I just never cared. And the other night, Saturday night, most of you guys probably didn't know, and I didn't either, there was a giant meteor shower out, okay? There was supposedly, it was the peak of the Geminids or the Jiminy Crickets or whatever the name of the meteors are that were supposed to be flying across the sky. That's all I can tell you. It was supposed to peak that night, and I was on my phone at like 11 o'clock playing zombies, and I look at my phone, and it said, hey, meteor shower tonight, up to 120 meteors per hour, which I'm thinking, that's a pretty good chance of seeing a meteor. I might go outside later because this rarely happens. So, right before I was about to go to bed around 2 o'clock in the morning, I went outside, and I'm looking up at the sky, looking for giant rocks flying across the sky, big bright lights. And it was somewhat cloudy, but it was somewhat viewable. So it wasn't viewable enough to be able to want me to stay out there in the 20-degree weather to watch. So I saw a couple because 120 an hour, that's like 2 a minute. That's insane. So I'm out there looking, and they're going all over the place. It was so cool, but there wasn't enough space for me to look to be extremely entertained. They would either disappear behind the clouds or a bunch of different stuff. So I went inside. I set my alarm for about 5 in the morning. Got up 3 hours later. Got my mom. We went outside. I didn't dress for the occasion, so we only stayed out for about 30 minutes. But we're laying down on these lawn chairs, looking up at the sky. It's so much more clear at this time. And there were meteors going everywhere, and it was so cool to look up. And at this point, it kind of caught my attention as I start to wonder, where are these meteors going? How fast are they going? Like I said, I never cared. It was just something that, hit me. It was like, hey, this is pretty cool that there's giant rocks going millions of miles an hour up in space, just right by us like it's nothing, and just going across the entire sky. And it was insane. So I went in and I started doing, not research, but started watching some cool videos about it. And I went out the next night by myself because it was supposed to be extremely clear the next night. You could see anything in the sky you wanted to. So I sat out for about an hour and a half. I dressed up warm enough to where I wanted to lay there for an hour and a half and watch meteors. And there was about 23. I saw 23 in about an hour and a half. Keep in mind, the peak was the night before, so there wasn't as many. But there was one that went by. And I like to exaggerate a lot. I really do. I like to exaggerate. But I'm not exaggerating. This meteor, one out of the 23 that I saw, was so freaking big that it went across the entire sky. It never disappeared. It just went beyond the horizon that as far as I could see. Never just vanished. It just kept going. And this thing was so bright, and it blew my mind. Like, to think, where is that thing going? How is this happening? Like, what is going on? And as this thing is flying across the sky, I'm freaking out. I'm jumping up and down like really like a little 5-year-old getting Christmas presents on Christmas morning. I'm freaking out. So I go inside and I'm watching this thing on Netflix, and I start looking up some information and realizing not only how cool meteors are, but how insane outer space and the galaxy is. Like, picture this, okay? I want you to picture this. For me, as an average human, looking at the moon, I'm like, holy crap, that's far away. The moon is just to Narnia and back. That's insane. But in reality, in real terms, the moon is like 238,000 miles away, which we'll call it 240,000 miles away. That's far as balls. My car couldn't even drive that far before dying, starting at 0 miles. Like, that is insane. 240,000 miles away. Let's say, we know that the moonlight comes from the sun, but let's say the moon was to light itself up with a lamp, okay? Let's say that's how the moon worked. And in the middle of the night, the moon just decided to turn off its light. It would take just over a second for the Earth to notice it, which you're like, okay, cool, no one cares. Here's the thing. It's 240,000 miles away, just over a second to notice light. That means light travels at almost 190,000 miles per second. Per second! Light travels at approximately 186,000 miles a second. Okay? Just think about that. That's a long time. Now think about 1 second, 186,000 miles, and multiply that to a year. 186,000 times however many seconds there are in a year, and try to find that number. Holy crap, your calculator wouldn't even read it. That is insane. That is the speed of 1 light year. That is insane. Now picture this. You think that's crazy. Start using your brain here, because I'm about to blow up your head. The galaxy. We live in the Milky Way galaxy, right? And how big is our galaxy? You know, everyone always says the galaxy's so big we don't know. But in reality, we do know. The galaxy is 100,000 light years away, okay? So I want you to imagine traveling 186,000 miles a second for 100,000 years. And after 100,000 years, you can stop. And then you're finally at the end of the galaxy. Holy crap, that is insane. But that's not what blew my mind. You know, at that point, I'm like, holy crap, you know, outer space is huge, that's interesting. But that's not what did it for me. What did it for me is that scientists know that there are hundreds, hear me out, hundreds of billions of other galaxies. There is no doubt in my mind after saying that there is other life in space somewhere. There's 100% other life. I guarantee it. I'm willing to bet my life on it. Hundreds of billions of other galaxies, and it takes us 100,000 light years to get to the end of ours, and there's hundreds of billions. What? That is insane, and scientists don't even know what's beyond that because we can't even see that far yet. I read somewhere, I saw on one of these Netflix programs that we've sent out so many drones, satellite things. Now, we had a satellite that traveled for 6.5 years and just made it to, like, Mars or something. I don't even remember. It's been traveling for 6.5 years and hasn't even made it past Pluto. How insane is that? That drives me crazy to think how far. Next time you get a chance, it's about nighttime for me right now. I'm about to go outside and just blow my mind again. Go outside in the stars and look up at the stars, at the sky, and just try to picture what I just told you. Try to picture, you know, 100,000 light years away, and then picture millions and millions and millions and 100 quadrillion billion trillions light years away, even continuing on to that, and just imagine a never-ending solar system. It's crazy. And like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, I've never been the person to care about this. It's not like, you know, it's not like, oh, Arbuckle the scientist, Bill Nye the science geek. You know, it's not, it's not me, but it's crazy, and it's really cool to think about. I'm over here worrying about what my college grades are going to be when we have a never-ending solar system right above our freaking heads. It's crazy. It's really cool to think about. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys really did enjoy the commentary, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.